What's up, guys? The Snowman here, and we're getting set for the third tennis major of the year. I'll be doing some Wimbledon draw previews for both the men's and the women's field. In this video, I'll be talking about the men's draw. Please check out my women's preview as well, but so many different storylines as we head into Wimbledon. We've got three-time defending champion Novak Djokovic as the heavy favorite. Also, Rafa Nadal quietly going for the third leg of the calendar year slam. Meanwhile, Daniil Medvedev and the other Russians will be missing from the All-England club, so let's jump in. Unfortunately, there are some very notable absences on the men's side. If you haven't heard, all Russian and Belarusian players are being banned from Wimbledon because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. That means no world number 1 Daniil Medvedev, no number 8 Andrei Rublev, or 22nd ranked Karen Khachanov. We also won't have the newly rung-in world number 2 Alexander Zverev, as the German took a nasty tumble in his battle against Nadal in Paris, tore up 3 ligaments in his right ankle. Also, no Dominic Thiem and no king of grass Roger Federer. Fed missing Wimbledon for the first time since 1998. He'll also drop out of the ATP Top 100 for the first time since 1999 because of it. So very sad to be missing all of these champions. In other words, the field is relatively wide open this year. This is the top quarter of the men's draw, and by Medvedev's and Zverev's absence, Djokovic is the number 1 seed in London. Novak riding an incredible 21-match winning streak at Wimbledon, looking to win his 7th title at the All-England club. Djokovic with the 3rd best winning percentage at Wimbledon in the Open era. Only Bjorn Borg and Pistol Pete Sampras with better marks, so it's no surprise that the odds makers have made the Serbian the heavy favorite to win the whole thing, especially without number 1 Medvedev and number 2 Zverev. This Grand Slam, the first major since the '99 Aussie Open without the top 2 ranked players. And it's hard not to envision a locked-in Djokovic getting back to the final and lifting the trophy again in a couple weeks' time, especially with this draw. No major threats in the first week. Maybe Kokkinakis could be fun in the second round, but even into the 4th round, the 15 seed Riley Opelka riding a 4-match losing streak. It may end up being Joker versus the wildcard Tim van Rijthoven. If you like Cinderella stories, watch out for the Dutchman. He was ranked 205 in the world at the start of June and then went on a dream run at the Libema Open in Hertogenbosch, playing in just his 2nd ATP Tour level main draw event of his career. The 25-year-old Van Rijthoven defeated 3 top 20 players, including Taylor Fritz, FAA, and then Daniil Medvedev in the final to clinch his maiden ATP title. Van Rijthoven has a big serve, big forehand, great mover on grass, and he's absolutely electric. It kind of reminded me of watching Shapovalov break out in Montreal 2017 in front of a home crowd like Van Rijthoven in the Netherlands, and just a showman playing out of his mind on a completely different level. Then we have an excellent first-round matchup, number 10 Jannik Sinner against 3-time major champ Stan Wawrinka. Sinner with coach Darren Cahill now. Stan, one of 8 wildcards at this event. Wimbledon by far his least favorite major, though the only one he hasn't won, and Stan's got winning percentages in the mid-70s for the other 3 Grand Slams, but just 20 and 15 all-time in London for 57%, so solid edge for Sinner in that match. And we could see Andy Murray versus John Isner in the second round. Murray coming off the final in Stuttgart, beat Tsitsipas there for his first top 5 win since 2016. He's 8-0 all-time versus Isner. I think this draw is open for Murray to make the quarters. And number 5, Carlos Alcaraz at the bottom. He hasn't played since his quarterfinal defeat to Sasha Zverev at the French Open. Interested to see how he looks on the grass, but again, the comprehensive favorite for this section and the entire tournament as a whole is Novak Djokovic. Switching over to the second section of this Wimbledon men's singles draw, and this is the quarter that everyone wants to be in. Number 3, Casper Ruud, the top seed. His section is the place to be. Yes, the 23-year-old Norwegian coming off the highest high of his tennis career so far, making the final of the French Open, getting to play his idol Rafa in that final. Look, Ruud took advantage of every opportunity to get there, but grass is not his forte. Ruud has a career 2-4 record on grass as opposed to 96 and 36 on clay. He's never won a match at Wimbledon. First round exits at his 2 prior appearances, so Ruud's quarter was always bound to be the section to be in in. Props to him for breaking into the top 5 of the rankings. I see a lot of similarities in his game to that of Dominic Thiem, but I just don't have big expectations for him at Wimbledon this year. I can definitely see an unseeded player making the quarterfinals from this top half of Section 2. Marton Fucsovics was there last year. He's primed for a run. David Goffin has resembled the old Goffin at times recently, and honestly, I could see number 23 Francis Tiafoe making it pretty far as well. And then below, it's all about number 7 Hubie Hurkacz, the 6th favorite according to Vegas, but he might only be behind Djokovic and Berrettini for me. Hurkacz coming off his first title of the year, 5th of his career in Halle last week. Played the bigger points better against Auger Aliassime. Had a thrilling semifinal win over Kyrgios where he served some bombs in the 140s. Won that in a third set breaker and then dismantled Medvedev in the final. He became the 7th player all time to win their first 5 ATP finals. I think it's all about the first serve percentage for Hurkacz. He's got so much firepower with his serve. It's a huge advantage to be such an excellent mover and also generate that kind of artillery from the serve +1. And we saw what he did last year at Wimbledon, making the semis, dispatching Medvedev and Roger Federer with that third set bagel. Number 30 Tommy Paul would be a real challenge in the third round. The 18 seed Grigor Dimitrov always lurking. As this year the Bulgarian makes it back to the Wimbledon semis. Grigor is 2-0 against Hurkacz, but both matches went to final set breakers, so buckle up. I do in the end like Hubie Hurkacz to make the semis out of section number 2. In the third quarter, we find the Italian 8 seed Matteo Berrettini, who's the odds maker's second favorite, and rightfully so. Took a couple of months off with a right hand injury, but he hasn't missed a beat in his return so far. 9-0 on grass, a 250 title in Stuttgart over Andy Murray, and then he defended his 500 level title in Queen's Club. And Berrettini, he's the reigning Wimbledon finalist and the undisputed second best grass court player in the world after Djokovic. 20-1 over his last 21 matches on grass, holds serve over 91% of the time on the surface throughout his career, so he's the safest bet to make the final from this entire bottom half. But watch out for the unseeded Nick Kyrgios. Keegs has been on a tear lately. Semis at Stuttgart, semis at Halle. He's been feeling good the last few weeks. Beat Tsitsipas in Halle, embarrassed Carreño Busta. Did pull out of Mallorca with some abdominal tightness, but I could see Kyrgios making a deep run 8 years after his debut in London, where he made the quarters as a 19-year-old. The top seeds around him don't seem that intimidating. Number 13, Denis Shapovalov, on a six-match losing streak since a career-defining victory over Rafa in Rome. He lost a tight 2-setter then in the semis there to Ruud. First-round exit at Roland Garros to Holger Rune, and then a trio of puzzling first-round defeats on grass. Shapo looks completely lost on the court at the moment, and this is a guy who made the Wimbledon semis last year, gave Djokovic a really stern test, has the tools to be a tremendous grass court player, but Shapo just in one of those lulls at the moment. And then the 4 seed Stefanos Tsitsipas has only been past the first round of Wimbledon once. Not the grass court resume you'd expect from someone with such fluid movement, solid serving, and quality net play. So just the only question, can Kyrgios hold up mentally over 2 weeks to make a deep run? Probably not, but I think losing to Berrettini in the quarters isn't out of the realm of possibilities. I really believe this could be Nick's last great chance to make a deep run at a major. So many top players are out. Kyrgios has to take advantage of his God-given gifts this fortnight. And bringing up the fourth and final section of the draw, at the bottom is the 22-time major champion Rafael Nadal. In Nadal's words, he's taking it day by day with the foot injury that was aggravated a bit throughout his dominant march to a 14th Roland Garros title a month ago. Rafa hasn't played Wimbledon in 3 years, but he's going to give it a go. Hard to say how he'll look, but at the same time, the foot kind of flared up in Rome a month and a half ago. We were worried he wouldn't be able to play the French at all, and then, ho-hum, he wins the whole thing in spectacular fashion. So I'm not counting Rafa out, but of course, grass, much different than clay. And it's worth noting Nadal has never been in this situation before, like Djokovic was in last season, winning the first 2 majors of the year. Rafa has a real legit shot at going for the calendar slam now, so you can bet he'll leave it all out on the courts. Potential danger man in the second round was Sam Querrey. We know Querrey has knocked off Djokovic in the past at Wimbledon. Number 14, Marin Cilic, having somewhat of a career renaissance. Semis at Roland Garros, semis at Queen's Club. Cilic, a player who's made the final at Wimbledon before, still looks to have plenty of great tennis. left in his career. Fritz Musetti is a cool round 1. Same with Holger Rune and Marcos Giron. I'd peg that one for 5 sets. Jack Sock breezed through qualifying, playing at his first Wimbledon since 2018. And not an easy first round at the top for number 6, Felix Auger-Aliassime. Very consistent last couple of months, 3rd in total wins this season, quarterfinals at Wimbledon last year, but having to play the serve and volley menace Maxime Cressy, not going to be enjoyable because a lot of variables will be out of Felix's control. Cressy just beat Opelka, Dan Evans, and Cam Norrie back-to-back-to-back in Eastbourne, so he's coming in hot. Rafa is the favorite in Section 4, but if he falters a little bit or if the foot fails, I might keep an eye on Marin Cilic. Thank you so much for watching my men's Wimbledon draw preview. Again, please check out my women's draw preview as well, but leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about my analysis, who you think will be winning this men's Wimbledon draw. Please like and subscribe for more tennis content. Follow the Snowman Sports Media on Twitter and Instagram as well, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers.